Good morning, everybody. This is Tisha of Tisha Transformed. This is going to be my last video in bed, thankfully. We're going to be working on doing some different things for you guys. So here's the deal. I was very encouraged a week ago when I went to my new doctor because she seemed very adamant about figuring out exactly, what issues I had and why and, what we were going to do about it. And then yesterday when I went in, she seemed very put off from the beginning. She called me a liar like 5 times, and she's like, pointed out, this is what I wrote down last time. And I'm like, well, you misunderstood what I was saying because I didn't have this test this last time I was in the emergency room. I had that test one of the 15 to 20 times I was, in the hospital for a few days. But she was just very adamant. So her appointment was supposed to be 15 minutes with me, and she let it be known and, very clear, I'm spending an hour with you. I do not have time for this. I have a lot of other patients, and if I spent an hour with every patient, I would never get my work done. And she was just really, really super nasty. So she ordered a few more tests. She's concerned about my heart, but I promise you there's nothing wrong with my heart. My heart rate stays high at about 120, even resting. But that's because I do breathing treatments several times a day. It's albuterol. It speeds your heart up. So, plus I drink soda, which I have to quit. So, these are all these things. So, at any rate, it's kind of reiterating my initial thoughts on the Western world and the doctor situation in the Western world. The doctors are treating symptoms. They're not treating the person, and they don't care who you are. They just want to get their job done. And, if you say this hurts, then they say, okay, well, this is what it seems to be. So let's just give you that prescription to solve this problem. But you're taking 5 other prescriptions to solve other problems, and none of the medicines work in unison. It's just a mess. My leg is still infected. It hasn't changed in color the way it looks. Now it's peeling, and she insists that it's healing. It looks different than it did before. You didn't even remember what I said last time. How do you know what it looks like? So, my daughters both agree that it looks the same. It looks the same to me, and now it's peeling in real big, thick sheets of skin. So if it doesn't get any better, by Monday I'll probably end up going to the ER and annoying them because I'm not going to be seeing my new doctor for 2 weeks. We did find out that I am severely deficient in vitamin D. Your vitamin D is supposed to be like 33 something, and I am at 16. My white blood cell counts and auto neutrophils and leukocytes and all that stuff that have to do with my white blood cells are all out of whack, and usually that indicates an infection or other disorder, which of course my leg is infected, but I've been taking antibiotics. This is my 3rd round of antibiotics. It's not doing anything. So, basically, well, she said something as an excuse for why my platelets are too high, and also why my white blood cell counts are too high. But, ultimately, it's an issue. Can't breathe. I've coughed so much that it feels like somebody has just pounded on me for hours. My neck and shoulders are so tense that they cramp up when I walk, and my back starts cramping up when I walk or stand up for any length of time. So it's just very uncomfortable. I feel like I have been put through the ringer. But, plus my ribs are still fractured and they're not going to heal if I keep coughing the way I am. But it is what it is. So, what I was saying is, basically, it's one of those things like when I said, you have to fake it till you make it. What I've decided is, things aren't going to get any better. And I was like, well, I'm going to wait to start my yoga until things get better. I'm like, I'll start my yoga when the house gets cleaner because I don't have any place to put my mat. I'll start my yoga when, my leg gets better and when I'm not sick and I can breathe better. Well, it's not getting any better. So, John Lennon said life is, life happens to you when you're making other plans, right? And also the fact that, how am I going to get any better if I don't go ahead and just, go with what I'm supposed to be doing. So, this weekend, today and this weekend, regardless of the pain that I'm in or whatever, I'm going to do a major overhaul of the house. The kids are just not doing it. So it may take me a bit and I might be in pain, but I'm already in pain, so it doesn't really matter, right? What difference? I mean, it's kind of like the degrees of cold. Once you're cold, it's cold. Like there's not really, of course, if you stay out in it or if you don't have the right protection, there's a difference in the level of cold. But for me, I don't care if it's 20 degrees or if it's -1 degrees, it all feels the same. It's just cold. And so basically, pain is the same way. I mean, whether if you're in major pain, you're in major pain. So, it's if you do a bunch of stuff and you're still in pain, you're still in pain. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to do it, and whatever happens, happens at this point. She wants me to see a cardiologist and a pulmonologist. I don't have money for that, and I don't have coverage for that. So, whatever. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do the yoga. We're going to start doing that. If I have to take my mat outside and do it, that's what we'll do. And I'll be videoing that, and I'll fast forward it so you don't have to watch the whole thing, obviously. And I'm doing my pranayama breathing several times a day, once an hour right now, because I'm trying to stay away from the cigarettes, and it's hard. It's really hard. I'm having cravings quite a bit right now. I have my patches, but I can't find my lozenges, and they help a lot. So, I'm doing the pranayama breathing for cigarette cravings. They actually have that once every hour. So it's 7 minutes once every hour, which is about it's the length of time it takes to smoke a cigarette, 7 minutes. And believe me, I timed it because I used to work, in the corporate world and in call centers and everything, and you have a 15-minute break and you have to get back on the phone within that time frame. When I very first lost my contract originally, before I lost my house, I was, there was a break room and everybody smoked and it was in the back, and that's how I started smoking again. And there was a huge train track, like you could literally climb up like 5 feet and touch the train that would go through constantly. It was so loud. And we would go out there and smoke. So I would time it because I would have to go to the bathroom and get a drink and then smoke cigarettes. So I had to make sure I had enough time. So it takes 7 minutes. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to go ahead and start yoga. I need to take some pictures for my program, and I need to find the other half of my wristband for my heart monitor wristwatch so that I can make sure that my heart is staying okay because it is very fast when I'm doing yoga. And then, so we'll go ahead and just do that, and then I'm going to actually probably be switching diets because I'm going to look up the inflammation diet because I am extremely swollen and she keeps giving me water pills, but actually it's like almost the opposite for me. It's like I'm gaining more water weight because something isn't working right. I'm still waiting for my answer back on my cortisol test from the naturopath doctor, so I'll be letting you know about that. So, as we go along, I'm just going to do, act as normal as possible. Go ahead and start my yoga, because the yoga helps to, adjust your lymph system. It helps to, just heal your whole system. And if I don't ever start it, then, what's the point? So we're just going to start it, and we're just going to try to avoid the doctor situation if I don't end up in the emergency room because of not being able to breathe. But anyway, so we're just going to fake it till we make it. We're going to take our own advice, and this is going to be, my last bed video. I do have a new backdrop, a new background for my videos, and I'll be using that, and we'll kind of be updating some things and, making it a little bit more frou-frou so that it's not quite so boring, fat lady talking to the camera. But it's kind of fun anyway. So that's what you have to look forward to. So, once again, Dr. Disappointment. It is what it is. I know they're busy. I know they overbook them. I know, the way that Western medicine works. They're taught to treat symptoms, so it really isn't any fault of their own. But she really should not have made, promises the last time I saw her if she wasn't going to keep them, or if she has that Jekyll and Hyde demeanor where one day she's, sunshine and light, and the next day she's just some nasty troll person, because she was very mean yesterday. And I was nice. I went in, I said, okay, this, obviously the leg hasn't healed. Take a look at it. Now it's peeling. And like immediately she's like, okay, so what are we doing? We're doing a follow-up. Yes. I'm like, okay, first thing is the leg, because, it's peeling now. It's not healing. She lost it. And she's like, we have to do this one thing at a time. We can't get it, whatever. She just lost it. So I know I'm complicated, and this is not something that, like I said, is going to get fixed overnight. But we had 3 things that we're focusing on, and she agreed that we were going to focus on those 3 things. But then when she got in there and she started talking to me, she started yelling about, we have to take things one at a time. And I'm like, no, you said we were going to take these 3 things because these 3 things are the most important. Oh, anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm going to need to do a breathing treatment here in the next couple seconds because I can feel my chest closing up. So I'm going to sign off here, but I did want to update you. We're just going to go for it. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to get the inflammation diet information that I need. I'm also diabetic now, so I have to plug that information into Forks Over Knives. And we're going to look at the inflammation diet and try to fit that into Forks Over Knives because I do have the eating plan with them that I've already paid for. So we're going to try to work that out. So, love and light to you guys. And if you're transforming and transitioning, in your life with anything, and, you're struggling with running into brick walls here and there, I just encourage you to keep going. I mean, last night was not a good night for me, and I was not in a good mind space at all. I was not surrendered. I was really grieving the process. I was angry and tired because, the level of pain that I'm in is just insane. Like when I cough like that every time, it feels like I'm having a child. So, not there in my chest. So, the energy around me is just really oppressive. So, I'm just going to have to clean it up. That's all. You're going to have to clean up the energy, do some saging, maybe take a salt bath, kind of raise my vibration, listen to some good music, and get the house clean. And that's one of the things that's bothering me the most, is the house being cluttered and disorganized. So since nobody else will do it, or do it to my satisfaction, because they push things around, they don't actually clean, I'm going to go ahead and just do it myself. And like I said, I'm going to work while I'm doing it. So I'll have to take a break and work while I do it. But I'm also, going to take my time. Pain is your body's way of telling you, hey, don't do that. But there are times when, in order to get from one side to the other, you can't give in to the pain. You have to keep moving. And I think I've been giving into it too much. And I'm not going to get better unless I lose weight, unless I move my body, and unless we get this yoga started and we get the diet nailed down. None of this is going to really matter. So we're going to have to break into the actual transformation part ourselves. We can't wait anymore. So that's what we're going to do. So anyway, love and light. Have an amazing day. I will see you this weekend. I'll be doing some videos probably. And I will see you soon. You have a wonderful day, and just keep the faith. It was nice talking to you.